Apple announced the M4 Pro, but is it the new king for music production for Mac? There are a few things I want you to really consider before you get an M4 Pro for music production. Comment down below if you're going to be upgrading to the M4 Pro for music production or not. And if you do comment, you get a chance to enter a giveaway where I'm giving away either a laptop, which is a PC by the way, some studio monitors, which are some Yamaha HS8s, or a microphone, which is a Twin U87. Like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell if you want more content like this. What's poppin', gang? If you're new here, I'm 30 Kilo Beats, and Apple just announced the new M4 Pro, and honestly, I'm very impressed. If you're a viewer of my channel, you've probably noticed that I personally have been recommending that people just go with the M1 Pro for music production because it's so great. And not only that, every version after the M1 Pro has been losing performance cores ever since then. I also did a whole video on this if you want to click the card at the top right. However, now let's take a further look at what type of M chips were announced and what that comes with. So first off, we have the new M4, the M4 Pro, and the M4 Max. Now the M4 does come with two different variants, one of them coming with either 8 cores and another M4 coming with 10 cores. With the M4 Pro, you either get a 12 core variant or a 14 core variant. Now the M4 Max either coming with a 14 core version or a 16 core version. Now let's take a further look towards the chips themselves. With the regular M4 8 core version, you only get 4 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores. And with the 10 core version, you just get 2 extra efficiency cores. Now with the M4 Pro, with the 12 core version, you get up to 8 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, and definitely better than the previous version, the M3 Pro. Now with the M4 Pro with the 14 core version, that does come with 10 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores. And this is so much better than what they're doing in the past. I think honestly they're finally listening because, with the computer that you're using for pro-like stuff, you want performance. So why not just keep adding more performance cores, in which they're actually doing now. Now, if you go with the M4 Max, that's also going to come with the 10 core performance cores and the 4 efficiency cores as well, just like the M4 Pro. It's just going to have a lot more GPU cores if you're really into that. Now with the 16 core version, you're going to get up to 12 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores. If Apple continues this is definitely a step in the right direction. Now if you're deciding on getting a new iMac, you're basically getting the base model chips from Apple. With the 8-core iMac, you're only going to be able to get up to 24 gigabytes of RAM and a terabyte of memory. However, the 10-core version allows you to get all the way up to 32 gigabytes of RAM and 2 terabytes of memory. It is better to see that the base models do start with 16 gigabytes of RAM versus previously in the past it was like 8. Now this might be the best option if you do want an all-in-one device sort of situation. Personally, I wouldn't go with the iMac, but there's some other options on this list that I think you would really like. And honestly, it's not super powerful that we already discussed on how many performance cores you get. Being the fact that these are base models, I'm going to explain how this might affect your workflow with music production. So stick around to the end of the video. Personally, I think majority of you guys are probably going to go with the Mac Mini. And honestly, it's coming with a brand new design which looks super sleek, and it's even smaller than before. Now with this new Mac Mini, this great thing about this is that it does start with at least 16 gigabytes of RAM versus previously in the past it was 8. And at the same time costing the exact same as previously before. Another really surprising fact with this new Mac Mini is the fact that you can now go up to 64 gigabytes of RAM versus like in the past, you had to at least get a Mac Studio with at least a Max chip inside of it. So this is going to be really great for music production if this is something that you really need as far as, opening a lot of heavy RAM intensive VSTs. And not only that, if you get the base model Mac Mini, you do have the option to go up to 32 gigabytes of RAM under $1,000. That's pretty good. Now let's talk about the new MacBooks, which I think, actually might be the new king for music production for Macs. Now if you decide to get the 14-inch MacBook Pro, you do have the option on getting either just the M4 the regular M4 or the M4 Pro or the M4 Max as usual. Now if you want the M4 with the 16 core performance chip, now you have to go with the 16-inch MacBook for that. They also did a few other things with the MacBooks, like making the screens a little bit better with giving you 1,000 nits of regular SDR content. Another surprising change what Apple did, they also changed the MacBook Air. They now come with at least 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is super great if you want to use that for music production, of course, because previously in the past you had to get at least 8 with the Air. Honestly, this is really great for us overall, that the fact that these base model devices are coming with way more RAM than before. And who knows, you might come into a point in time where 100 gigabytes of RAM is the minimum. Like, I don't know. The biggest reason why I believe that the M4 Pro might actually be the best Mac that you can get for music production is the fact that it actually comes with 10 performance cores. And not only that, some of the reports that are coming out are pretty much saying that the M4 is like literally double the speed of the M1 Pro. So like I said before, back in the past, M1 Pro was the best for music production, but now it might be time to go ahead and get rid of this. When you're looking at getting a Mac for music production, you really want to take note of the fact of how many performance cores is this really coming with, because different programs are going to utilize the actual cores differently. Here's a quick little chart just showing you how many tracks you can open up within the DAW Pro Tools. As you can see with that graph that I just showed you, is going to really utilize more performance cores. Another thing is that the base model comes with 24 gigs of RAM. So honestly, like, that is so great to be able to have that as the minimum option versus like 16, which personally I haven't had any issues with, but just giving you that extra headroom is going to be super great for opening VSTs and stuff like that. Even till this day, I am able to use my M1 Pro even now, and you might be able to find one on Amazon with a really great deal. Honestly, it's been a joy to use even still to this day. But now, with these new upgrades and this AI stuff coming out, it got me thinking, it might be that time where if you are an M1 Pro user and you're looking for an upgrade, or you're kind of bored with what you got already, it might be that time. So my biggest reason why I might want to upgrade to the M4 is not because of just the performance, but mainly because of this. Yeah, my screen's broken. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Something fell onto it, but I was thinking about going to Apple to just have them fix the screen, but I might just end up with a new laptop. I don't know. We'll see. Now, if you do have an M2 or M3, I don't think you should honestly be upgrading unless you're actually seeing a real performance like issue that you're having, which I don't know. Regardless if you go with the M2, M3, M4, which is why, I'm kind of almost considering the M4 as the new best Mac for music production, only because the lowest base model comes with better specs than the M1 Pro specs. And on top of that, you get more performance cores. Let me know in the comments if you will be upgrading to the new M4 computers to enter the giveaway. Let me know what other videos you want to see on this channel. Make sure you add me on Instagram, TikTok, and X. You guys stay safe. Peace.